Actually, with the Maryville Forum here with Bearcat head coach Rich Wright at MIAA Media Day. Coach, just you have this event every year, and it kind of signals the beginning of the season's coming up. So, just how excited is that for you?
Oh, it's great. Just having our kids on campus all summer gets you energized. The level of work and commitment that they put in is fantastic, and so it's just time. It's ready to go.
What have you seen out of the group as they kind of get ready for the season? Playoffs the last 2 years. That's doesn't tend to be the goal at Northwest, so a lot of teams would be happy with that. But what have you seen for the guys just coming into this year with the hunger they have to have an even better season this year?
I think everybody had a bad taste in their mouth after losing the playoff game out at Ferris last year. It kind of set us up for what we did in the winter and then leading into spring practice and summer workouts. So I think everybody's really hungry to get back to that point, get ourselves into the playoffs, and then go try and make a run.
You named the six captains the other day officially, and about four of them here today. What makes those kids special, and what makes them the leaders of this team?
They're all great leaders in their own way. They have different styles with which they go about doing it, but they're all good leaders. They're extremely hard workers. They're guys that they're the first guy in the weight room, last guy out of the weight room. They put in time, at their craft. They work very, very hard, and I just like their ability to relate to our players. One thing that we've had this summer is as far as a cohesive group, it's been fantastic.
And a couple of those guys are captains on the defensive side of the ball coming back from injuries. Just what have you seen from Jacob Gassman and Andy Hessler just coming back? And obviously with Andy, you lose two really good players of that linebacking core from last year, and the secondary lost a couple pieces too. So how big is it to have them back and have them healthy?
It's huge. Losing Jack Richards last year was integral to us. It's good to have a guy that's got experience like Jake does. Had an unfortunate injury, but he's been working his tail off, and he looks great. He's ready to go. And then with Andy's been, we're so big into developing our kids and having 5-year kids. Both those kids are high school guys, so they understand our system. They understand what we do. It's like having 2 extra coaches out on the field for me.
And then another, maybe not quite coach on the field. Yeah, he's still just a sophomore, but having Braden back, having your son under center there, how nice is that to have a returning quarterback, and how much are you looking forward to that?
Definitely looking forward to that. That's been a big challenge of ours, is having to break in somebody new for the last 2 years. So to have that returner, have that guy that's got experience, has playoff experience, has played in big games, and then just his level of cohesion with the rest of our football team. That obviously wasn't where it is today, and that's just a time thing. You have to develop relationships with your teammates. You have to understand what their strengths and their weaknesses are, and that's only going to help us moving forward.
When you got a guy like Sean out on the outside, it kind of takes away sometimes from maybe the pub that Marcus gets, but he's also a captain. Just how important has he been with all those new skill players you got to kind of be that leader among those guys and help Braden lead that offense?
He's done a great job for us. Marcus is very intelligent, cerebral kid, understands our offense, very willing to help, and he's a dynamic player. We can do a lot of different things with him, so I'm looking for him to have a big season.
Are you ready to turn that tie in for a whistle now and get the practice going now?
I'm always ready to turn the tie in for a whistle, so it's that time. I'm ready to kick it off.
Appreciate it, Coach. Thanks for joining us. Jon Dykstra with the Maryville Forum here, joined by Bearcat linebacker Andy Hessler at MIAA Media Day. Andy, just how exciting is it? You got named the captain the other day, and just to be here kind of representing the team, just what's that like?
Oh, it's an honor for the teammates to vote me as captain. We're all leaders, though. Everybody on the team needs to be a leader for us to get where we need to go. Hopefully us 6 captains can kind of just push everyone along to get to help everyone lead and get us to where we want to be.
And just coming off injury last year, I know it's a tough season. You got off to such a strong start to the season on the field. What's kind of that hunger like coming back this year for your senior year and in that starting role?
Started off doing pretty well, and obviously everything happens for a reason. I've grown a lot as a person, helped everyone else and the linebacker group and everyone else on the team kind of understand football and help them grow. But I mean, I'm obviously hungry since only playing 2 games last year, but I'm ready to get back at it.
And with Nick and Ben gone now, you kind of just talked about leading that linebacking room, but how's that kind of changed your role as far as leadership and everything like that with a couple all MIAA guys like that gone now?
Obviously, losing Nick and Ben, they were the voice in the room. They were taking control. They were planning the meeting times, helping us understand how to break down film, and now they've taught me the ways, and now it's my turn to teach the young guys so that when I'm gone, they're doing the same thing. But everyone in that room is, we're a little young, but everyone's starting to pick up and keep moving forward. That's really all we're doing.
But Northwest has such a rich history of defense and being an elite defense. Just how much pride do you take in kind of continuing that mantra and carrying that tradition on into the future?
I mean, in the past we've always had that strong defense, and Coach Wright obviously will not allow for anything less than a great defense. But we take that to heart when teams run the ball on us or put up a lot of points. So everybody on the team, I mean, even the offense knows if the opposing team's offense is doing some stuff on us, we're going to be very unhappy, and we're going to try to fix that.
Speaking of unhappy, playoffs the last couple of years, but not that end goal that you wanted. Most teams, like I said, would be pretty happy with that. But what's that like going into this year, and how badly do you guys want to make another deep run and get you guys back in the championship game, or maybe hoisting that trophy?
Yeah, we have high expectations here. That's why we signed here. We want to win a national championship every year. We got a little further than 2017 this past year, and hopefully we can just continue to grow, because that's everyone's goal. Everyone's 0-0 right now, so we just need to start. We've been putting in the work all summer, and now we just need to put it on the field and portray our work.
That's great. Thank you, Andy.
Me up as a captain and be able to look to me and trust me as being one of the leaders, leading the war every Friday, Saturday, whatever, every Saturday night, and come play. It's a big responsibility. Got to show the young guys the way who are just coming in as freshmen and help them get comfortable at Northwest and make sure they don't have any issues or anything, and just take care of them as well.
And then those skill position players I mentioned, Josh and Sean, are getting NFL shots now. Just is that additional pressure to kind of help lead those guys? And you're breaking in a lot of transfers, obviously Justin in the backfield too. So what's that like going into this year with so many new playmakers out there, I guess?
I mean, it's nice to have them come in and be able to make plays as well. I mean, as a tight end captain, I kind of lead those running backs, receiver guys. That's my duty. I feel like help them learn the plays, help them get signals down, all that stuff. So it's nice to have them, though. I think they're gonna be a great addition to our offense and be able to make plays out there for us as well.
How about your other playmaker? You talked a little bit about Braden earlier, but having him back, what changes have you seen in him this offseason, and what has you excited about his second year under center there?
I mean, he's become more of a leader, like I said earlier. It's nice to see him out there leading, taking charge of things a little bit more. As the last year, he was kind of timid and didn't really want to say anything. Didn't feel like it was quite his place, but we need him to be able to go out there and lead us to win games. And he's been throwing the ball a lot better this past offseason, and I'm really excited about that. I'm sure some of our other receivers are as well. So.
And how excited are you to change that shirt and tie in for pads now coming up? Are you excited this part of the season's over?
I'm very excited. I can't wait. Start hitting some people, and eventually we'll start hitting other people instead of our own teammates too. So we've been doing that since spring ball, so can't wait for that.
That works, Marcus. Thank you. Jon Dykstra with the Maryville Forum here with Bearcat offensive lineman Tanner Owen at MIAA Media Day. Tanner, just you were named a captain just a couple days ago officially. What's that honor like, and what's that mean to be a captain of the Bearcats?
It's great. I'm really honored to be a captain, especially since it's player voted. So it just helps me know that all the teammates respect me and everything. Other than that, it doesn't really change much. I'm going to act how I act, and I'm going to be a leader no matter what the label is.
You've obviously been a fixture at that left tackle spot the last couple of years on young offensive lines. You guys are a little older this year, lost a couple key pieces. But what do you like about your unit kind of going into the season? What has you excited about this offensive line group?
Well, we definitely do have a couple guys coming back on the offensive line this year, which is great. It just helps everybody just mend together, because on the offensive line, you got to be a unit as one. It also gets me excited to see a couple young players that have really stepped up over the offseason. We've done a lot of player-led practices, and throughout film sessions and everything, they've really stepped up this year.
Who are those young guys? And I'll let you give them a little shout out here if you want to.
Well, we got Mitch Goff, and we got Brock, and we also got Seth Sagunas, and we got a couple other older guys that are there to step up as well.
And just coming into the season, just how this time of year you're working towards fall camp now, just how excited you get this time of year that football's right around the corner and you're about ready to get back out there?
Yeah, I'm ready for it. This time of year, everybody's getting off work, stopping working for the summer. I'm just ready for those leaves to start turning colors and football season to be here.
Last year going into the season, you figured out it was going to be Braden fairly early, but now going through the full off season with Braden as the starter, what's that do for you guys? And going into his second year, how's that help you guys as an offensive line, kind of knowing who you're blocking for?
Yep. It's always great to know who you're, have a little experience with your quarterback, how he ticks, when he's going to flush, and he can gain confidence in us and not flush when he doesn't need to. But it also helps, with snap counts and everything, because, when quarterbacks change, just little moments of hesitation in the snap count can mean a whole other difference.
And Coach Wright mentioned Justin Rankin coming in. I don't know how much you guys have gotten to meet him yet and play with him yet, but how exciting is that, having a guy who's kind of proven himself on that Division I level? You started on that level as well. What does that mean to you guys to bring in a player like that and having him to complement Isaiah Strayhorn and Raymond Thomas and all your other running backs as well?
It's definitely an honor to block for Justin. He's a great running back, great guy, very skilled athlete. He hits the hole hard, and as an offensive lineman, you can't ask for much more from a running back than to hit the hole hard.
I feel like I know the answer to this question, but what are you guys' goals going into the season? What do you want to accomplish this year?
National championship.
That sums it up right there. Thanks for talking with us today.
Thank you.
Jon Dykstra with the Maryville Forum here with Ryan Spellhog from the Bearcat offensive line. Ryan, just you got named the captain the other day. Just what's that mean to be here at MIAA Media Day, representing the team, and more importantly, be representing the team on the field as a captain?
Oh, it means a lot. To be selected by my teammates means they put their trust in me to lead them, and it means a lot. It's an honor, but it's also a big responsibility and one I won't take lightly. I'm looking forward to it.
As far as an offensive line unit, you guys, obviously Northwest has been known for that over the years, but what do you consider you guys' strength as far as a unit this year? And you've had a lot of young guys the last couple of years, so now you've all kind of come back with some experience and everything. What do you guys consider your strengths as a unit to be?
Definitely having some experience coming back is going to be huge for us. Our strongest point is definitely our run game for us. We love to run the football. We love to get in the trenches and drive people. We're going to have 2 new guys coming in, got to replace a couple of good seniors for us. So, there'll be a learning curve for them, but, having 3 experienced guys next to them, that'll help a lot. And, I think they'll pick it right up and we'll be going again.
What's it been like blocking for, I know you guys have only had the spring, and I don't know if Justin Rankin played all spring, but you had you have Justin coming into the program now at running back. Obviously, Isaiah Strayhorn's back after a strong debut last year. What's it like blocking for those guys? You've got several other guys who are experienced carrying the ball too. So just what's it been like to kind of have that experienced running back core behind you guys?
It's phenomenal. Obviously, like you said, Isaiah had a really good year for us last year, and just with Justin coming in, that's a two-headed dragon right there. And, those two guys, if we mess up, which obviously we don't want to do, but it's football, things happen. If we mess up, they can still make us look good. They can fix a lot of things for us.
And then Braden back as well, obviously going through the MIAA gauntlet one time for him, and now come in kind of knowing what to expect. Now, have you seen a change from him in the spring, or just working with him at all during the summer too? What's different about Braden this year?
Obviously, like you said, going through that gauntlet was huge for him. He's got that year under his belt, and I think he's just going to be very confident. He has no reason not to be. He's a phenomenal talent. He's got a lot of weapons around him, and I'm excited to see what he does this year.
Most teams are pretty excited when they can go to the playoffs back-to-back years and do that, but I know you guys' expectations are a little different around here. So what are the expectations going into this year, and how badly do you guys want to get back to the top of Division II?
It's a national championship or bust.
I appreciate it. Thanks for talking to us, Ryan.